Are you tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.
All right. I think we got through them all. Yay. Okay, let's see. The only housekeeping we have, I think, would be that the hello, is that the we have definitive information that we will be launching the twin token here at Node Market. See, Node Market. The exact date we don't have, but we know it will very likely, with a very high degree of, I don't want to say you can't have a high degree of accuracy. I mean, you're accurate is already kind of means high degree, doesn't it? You're accurate. I guess you could be very minimally accurate. We do believe it will be in the next 30 days or less. I would say less. I would say less than 30 days. I would say next 21 days, perhaps. So keep that in the back of your mind. Yay. That'll be fun. And we'll have more details about all that stuff as it comes up. High degree of probability, that's probably better. I know people say high degree of accuracy, but to me, accuracy means you're already very close to the target. High degree of surety, no. You can't. High degree of certainty is, well, you're certain. Certainty is, there's only one certainty. Anyway, yes, it's highly likely. High degree of likeliness. Yeah, and hello. So that's kind of cool. We will get there. We will get all of the rules and the whatnots. Let's see. Chris asks, will the twin token eventually migrate to centralized exchanges? Well, we don't know. I mean, high degree of confidence. Oh, I think that's better. Yeah, I think it's high degree of we are fairly confident, 99% confident. So will the twin token eventually migrate to a centralized exchange? Yes, but who cares? How many of you use MetaMask? Just answer. There's 127 people here. Who here uses MetaMask? Just throw the old I do or I do not. Anybody, well, if you're here, you don't use MetaMask, then it probably means you're pretty new to the space. or a Web3 wallet. Might not be MetaMask, could be some other Web3 wallet, although there are no other good ones, really. Although I would say Jupiter is getting better and better. Their wallet's pretty good because it allows you to, sorry, not Jupiter, Phantom. Phantom is getting better and better because it does allow you to do mess with Ethereum-based assets. I don't trust it like that, but anyway. But yes. Okay. So do you guys care too much if the assets are on MetaMask and you're swapping back and forth either through Uniswap or this or that versus going back to Coinbase and making a trade or going back to Kraken? Would anybody rather be on a central exchange or would they just rather be going through Web3 wallets? Is there anybody here who prefers centralized exchanges? Maybe you do. I do not. I like 24 hours a day, 17 days a week access to my everything. So for me, I do not like the Coinbases and the Krakens and all that kind of stuff. I use them both occasionally, but I would rather do everything, fees being the consideration. I'd rather do everything on Web3 wallets. That's me. So I don't know if it matters if the twin community, and this is going to be a kind of a controlled community launch. It's not going to be a spammy launch pad, bullshitty launch, the likes of all these little dumbass launch pads. I don't need to name them, which they are, where on day one, the price goes from 15 cents to $1.80. 3 people get screwed. And then the price comes back down and does all this crap. No, this will not be that. Everybody will get a guaranteed price on day one or the first several days. Everybody will get a guaranteed entry price. So maybe you get some early people coming and dumping their tokens. It is what it is. I mean, they bought them early. They took the risk. They deserve to be able to dump them. They want to. But for those of us that are getting the tokens to build digital twins, which is pretty cool, what difference does it make? Coinbase or otherwise? Right. So that said, I don't know when. I'm sure it will make its way to centralized exchanges at some point. But for right now, this is Web3 launch. You got a Web3 wallet. You get to participate. You don't have to fight with other people about the price of the token. The token price is going to be fixed in the first few days so that you don't have to worry about fat thumbing it or rushing or getting punished. It's going to be, in my opinion, a lot better launch. It's also better for the companies themselves when they launch because they have more runway. That money should not be, when a token launches, all the money shouldn't be gummed up in spammy dexes and early, be honest, in early investors. It shouldn't be them dumping on you. So we took another step there. The digital private clients, we're locking up all of our tokens. So we're not going to have, usually the way these things work is day one, early investors get a big chunk of their tokens. Not a big chunk, 5-6%, sometimes higher, sometimes 10%, but 4, 5, 6%. The way it was going to work is we were going to all get 6% on day one. And, here's the reality. Those tokens were going to hit the market. Let's be honest, because some people were going to hit the exit. It is what it is. We've locked up all of our tokens for 24 months. So, yeah, we traded it for a little interest, a little nice little interest paying thing. So you may be getting, seeing some orders float on there that are a little bit less. They would come from places like early investors at Singularity DAO and stuff like that, and other spammy ass launch pads, and potentially other early investors that didn't get on board with this. It will not be us though. we, digital private clients, are all locked up. We're locked up. Lock it up. So we are, that's 24 months. You won't see that big spam of tokens. And also locking up will have some cool perks and things like that too for us, like building our twins and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be fun. I'm certainly not a hater. I think it's going to be cool. Okay. That's the twin news. Yay. All right. Is there any other? Oh, they have some, they do have some cool big announcements of some new people that are building digital twins, some very, socially influential people. So, but that's not for me to say, that's for them to say. Bam. Okay. You've been hacked on MetaMask twice. No, you haven't. No one gets hacked. Let's clear this up. And I know it sucks that you somehow gave someone access to your MetaMask, but you didn't get hacked. There's not the North Korean hackers. What are they called? They gotta have some sketchy name. Lazarus, some old sketchy shit. They're not hacking MetaMask wallets. What they do is they phish. They put malicious links. They pretend to be people. They pretend to be admins. They send you emails that look good enough. And you click a link and you log in and you disclose your private information. Those aren't hacks. Unfortunately, they still suck the same way, but those aren't hacks. So you haven't been hacked twice. You've given away your data twice, or you've logged in, or you've given away your private keys twice. So that sucks. And I feel for you, but that's on you. Hacking is a different animal. Exploiting some vulnerability in the software to find some gateway or backdoor, something like that. That's not what you experienced. It sucks both ways, but if you take your time and you realize that everybody's trying to steal all your stuff all the time, every link is dirty. Don't trust links. I don't even trust Twitter accounts anymore. I think half of those are sketchy, maybe more. Well, I say anymore. I never really trusted Twitter accounts. Twitter's just a place where good ideas go to die. It's a hellhole. For finance, it's stupid. If you're getting your marching orders off Twitter, you're a damn fool. And most of the people on Twitter that are giving financial advice are absolute fools. That's where you can use absolute. With absolute certainty, the people giving financial advice on Twitter are fucking idiots. There. That's the only true statement we've said. That's the first true, 100% true statement. All right. Yeah. So there we go. A little late. Is there a date to launch? James, go watch the early part of the video. No, I won't make you do that. Next three weeks, I presume. There's not a hard date yet because there's some work that needs to be done in the background to set it all up. But I would say in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and I would lean towards the next 3 weeks. So that'd be cool. Might dovetail quite nicely with the Ethereum ETF. Woo woo. It'd be fun, right? All right. Let's see. They stole from me on MetaMask. I fell for phishing on an airdrop, but yeah, phishing sucks, man. Listen, whatever job you do for a living, there's a lot of people that all they do for a living is like criminal activity. And they're good. They are as good at it as you are at your job. So you have to stay vigilant. Everybody, everywhere, all the time is trying to steal all your stuff. All the time, everywhere, all the time. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got? Last year, I gave away my private keys and compromised MetaMask. Ugh. Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like I hacked me. We hack ourselves. We do hack ourselves. That's a self-hack. Yeah, don't share your private keys ever. Or give it to me. If you're gonna share your private keys and all that kind of stuff, just send them my way. Just send it in an email. Just send it over to me. I mean, wouldn't you rather Nick takes all your stuff and you gave it rather than some unknown person in a Russian or New Delhi or North Korean sweatshop took your stuff and probably gave it to their boss. Right? It's like the people that hacked you, probably not even the people that hacked you. The people that scammed you are probably not even the people spending your currency units. That's what really sucks. It's like, damn, I made their boss money. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Alex. I think I do deserve it more. I want more. People were like, do you want, is less more, or is more? I think more is more. I think less is not as much as more. Less is not more than more. More is more. Okay, how many twin tokens will be on the exchange? Interesting. Well, we don't know exact numbers, but ideally, there would be several million available, severals, potentially 10 or tens of millions available. Again, it's going to be very similar in volume to what would happen in a spammy ass garbage launchpad launch, but without the price hikes and the bullcrappery. We will give you no bullcrappery. So what you'll see is kind of like when you go to Node Market, you go here, you say, oh, I want to look at hypercycle tokens. So, okay, HYPC exchange. There'll be twin token exchange. Matter of fact, we have the N-twin token. Let's go to twin. Okay, so what are the prices right now? So you see how it says, okay, 29 cents, da, da, da. So imagine it would say, let's say 20 cents, okay? Because the price has been maintaining actually pretty high. The price has been maintaining in the upper 20s to 30s. So let's say it was 20 cents, a discount from today's actual market price, which we've been able to conduct good research over last bit, and we have some price discovery, right? Yay. Okay. Some pre-market price discovery. So let's say we put the tokens out at 20 cents. And as if, for instance, there are 10 million tokens, and it's in bundles of, I don't know, 1,000 tokens. There's 1,000s, 10,000s, 50,000s, 100,000s. It'll just be a variety of different orders, but at a fixed price. And people will be able to go shopping for the amount of tokens that they want to fund their vault, to participate in the staking that they'll be offering, which will have its own set of benefits and things like that. So whatever the case is, until those tokens are gone, that will be the price of the tokens, which would stabilize the market, right? And it would let people get in without getting punished. You don't have to be sitting there sweating like freaking greased pig, waiting to oh, I got bought. Oh, I missed it. Oh, dang it. It went from 38 cents to $2.40. I bought it, and now it's back to 16 cents. I got screwed. No. So it'll be fixed. You'll see a bunch of orders. It'll be very easy, but you'll go in and just purchase the normal way you would. Okay, I want to get this one. I want to get this one. So that way, no one has to get caught up in the nonsense. We hate nonsense. No nonsense. Yeah, that's good. All right. So there's that. Okay. When is first year anniversary? It is soon. I believe it would be sometime in August, would it not? Not it would. I think it's in August. I think it's someday in August. I know Brandon knows that kind of stuff because Brandon's very astute. He's quite astute with such things. Yeah. Let's see. You lost 40,000 AGI. I'm guessing AGIX by clicking on signing twice on MetaMask through Uniswap. All gone. Ooh, was it a malicious link on Uniswap? It must have been something there is weird. Like maybe one of the pop-ups was not accurate or something. I don't know. Something's weird there, James. I would want to reverse engineer that. Yeah, but that does suck. I mean, I had a bunch of stuff stolen, but I had a bunch of stuff stolen through a SIM swap. Yeah, I got SIM swapped, which is why no more crypto on phones. That's right. Not twice. Although with 2FA and things like that, they even when they SIM swap a phone, they don't get the current 2FA. The 2FA is not correct. It's not accurate. They would still need, but what happens is people on their phones, they keep stuff they shouldn't, like private keys and passphrases and things like that. And it's very easy to scrape a phone and take your data. Now they know which exchanges you're on because you have all the exchanges listed on your phone, not to mention all your emails. They can go and try to reset passwords and all that kind of crap. I think it's a good idea to have a list of your exchanges, the main exchanges that you use, if you use them, and where those assets are. Like, as far as, let's say you have 3 exchanges and the bulk of your assets are on one exchange. Maybe it's Coinbase or Kraken, whatever. Have those ordered and have the customer service number easy to get to, because you can email lock your portfolio down like real quick. Just lock it and then deal with the headaches. What you don't want to do is you start seeing, oh, password change request. That's what I saw. All these requests for change of password. And I locked all the exchanges. They didn't get anything from there, but they did get a private. I had a private wallet with Stellar Lumens. You guys remember XLM? The Jeb McCaleb, the guy that created XRP, created XLM. Good ideas at the time. Now has proven to be mostly worthless, but he cashed out a lot. Good for him. Also, this is the guy that created MTGOX before selling it to Mark Karpelès, who summarily lost through hacking everyone's assets. And by lost, I mean he absolutely fucking took part in the thievery. Because when the Japanese government came in to arrest him, he suddenly found a couple 100,000 Bitcoin. Oh man, here's that. Here, you know what? It didn't all get stolen. Turns out I found 200,000. I found it. Piece of crap. Anyway, that's Mark Karpelès for you. The guy that found Bitcoin after being arrested. The Bitcoin that was all hacked, by the way. You don't think he intended to steal it? Get off the gas. Anyway, yep. So it can be yucky. Be very careful. But anyway, when I got SIM swapped, Lumens was the only thing that got nuked. And because somewhere in that phone, I had taken a picture of a screen. And I think that's what it was. I didn't save it in my notes, but I had an undeleted picture of my passphrases. And that was enough. And they got it. They got them. That's AT&T for you. Thanks, AT&T. Okay, can create hypershare. Okay, no. Apparently they have some. I don't know if they put a roadblock up or something like that because they're going through some testing. Not necessarily remember. Keep in mind that they're launching their the tilling as a service, and so it may have something to do with that. They may have put a lockdown on things until they get it all figured out. Because remember, the tilling as a service takes licenses that don't have tokens and tills for them. However, the hypershare tokens are going to be getting free tilling, and that's an extension through HyperPG. Basically, they're already kind of free tilling these things, and so once you marry your tokens, they're going to continue to till those licenses. And I think it has something to do with that. I think it may be HyperPG saying, okay, wait a minute, let's make sure everybody knows where everybody is and how much this and that, that. I think it's that. But I don't know for sure. But everybody's aware of it and they're working on it. So probably give them a few hours to a day and they'll sort it out. All right. Does anyone know what's going to happen to AGIX token on AGIX staking portal? Well, I think you want to unstake at this point. You should unstake and bridge your tokens over to fetch tokens, which will then here in a few, whenever they get around to it. I don't know when they get around to it. They keep pushing the date around. The fetch token will transition to ASI. Then you make the decision on which protocol you want to keep your fetch tokens are. And I would say Cosmos is the easiest, but who knows? Who knows? We don't know. They'll probably offer some old staking crap over at Singularity DAO, and then you just compare. Does it make more sense to have it on Singularity DAO, or does it, make more sense to have it over on Cosmos, where it's on the Cosmos Station app, that whole ecosystem, which works very lean and efficiently and elegantly? Or do you want the dumpster fire shit show Singularity DAO? Your choice. Your choice. All right. Yeah, I actually don't respond on emails. I just don't respond to emails. Even if it's like, oh, you got to click your account right now. I just don't do it. I'll just log back in on my own. Let's see, August 13th. August 13th. How about that? That'll be fun. Maybe we'll have a shindig. We'll have us a shindig of some variety. Okay, let's see. They bought their food. Yep. Okay. 19 minutes late today. Well, that's all right. Because the beauty of internet is you can just go back and watch this show again. Yay. Let's see. Yeah, that's the same way with me. I just don't open email. I just don't do the emails. Yeah, and don't trust that the email looks like it's coming from the right place. Just assume everything's a scam. I even saw one yesterday that was supposedly coming from the right place, but it looks stupid. They're like, get your NFT to get in. And the thing is, like, the NFT had nothing to do. It wasn't even like a computer. It's like imagine a plant nursery saying, get your NFT for more plants. You're like, what? More plants? I don't know, man. That doesn't sound right. So something like that. Anyway, I didn't do it. I had someone try to transfer my phone number to his phone for more than a month. Yeah, I think that's SIMs. Phone number transfer is different. A SIM swap, they actually take your eSIM and swap it by paying someone under the table at AT&T to do it. Usually it's AT&T because that's where the people that work the desk at AT&T are getting paid, $12 an hour, and they're like, someone hands them $500, they give them your whole life. That's it. Here's their whole life. Thanks for the $500. And when you find, I knew the person that did it. I had the records for everything because I had someone else at AT&T do all the, kind of research, and they gave me all this information. They're like, "Don't give me up. Don't tell them who did it." I said, "Okay, you're safe, bro. You're safe." So the person that did it on the East Coast in Atlanta, Georgia, at 9:30 at night Atlanta time, they did not get fired. They got caught doing a felony, and AT&T did not fire them because they didn't want the person to sue them for wrongful termination. After they gave away my private information illegally, sold it, and it resulted in a felony. So a felony that resulted in a felony, apparently at AT&T, is not a fireable offense. Weird, right? Ugh. Dang. Let's see. I hope all you DIs believe we're on our way to become multimillionaires. Well, not everybody. Some people could become billionaires, Howard. I don't know. I don't know what anybody's investing. I do not know. Let's see. Question. Would it be worth sending Hypercycle tokens back to SDAO now that they are paying 6.95% again? Or is compute too close? Well, you can have them over on Singularity DAO and collect 6.95%. And then when compute starts, just go do that. I mean, the question, is 6.95% worth losing tilling? No. Tilling gets you closer to the divisions of the nodes. You want the divisions of the nodes. Those are exponential increases, right? So you want that. That's like going 6.95% to 13.9%, right? That's a division and a double in revenue. So if the choice is have tokens married to nodes, be tilling, or park them for 6.95%, then you would go with the tilling, my opinion. When does free tilling end? We don't have a fixed date, but the software side of it's done from them. The tilling as a service, that was the holdup. Since that's done, I would expect them to make announcements in the coming week to 10 days, and then you'll have a grace period. So probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. I think a lot of stuff is going to come down at the end of July. So that's kind of interesting. Trying to buy on Node Market from those who are selling their tokens, and none of them would let me buy them. What? Well, give me an example. Give me an example, because sometimes what happens is, I'll give you an example. Every now and then, and this is one of the weirdnesses of an OTC market. Let's go to Hypercycle. I noticed this the other day. There was an order over here, and it was it 40 cents? It was like 4,000, 5,000 tokens. They were trying to sell. Okay, so this is basically the buy. This is the buy side. Somebody was selling. Let me think. How was it? It was a green order. So someone was buying 4,000 tokens, and it was like 40 cents. And it was a buy order. I clicked on it to see, and it said insufficient funds, something like that. And so what happens is, occasionally, you see where it says available hypercycle balance. Let's see. It says like there's none. Nope, there's none here because I don't have a wallet connected. Well, sometimes they can set up an order, and they set up the order, and they have, let's say, like this 10,000 tokens, right? I set it up. And then let's say I put that offer to sell, and then I go and in my wallet, I move my tokens. Well, this exchange is not pilfering your wallet. It's not going and looking at your wallet on a regular basis. We're trying to put some things in place where it could look at the state of the network maybe once an hour or something like that. Those are just, it starts to get prohibitively expensive to start making those API calls all the time. But anyway, yeah, we're trying to do that. So that's probably what you're seeing is someone put tokens out there, move tokens. They don't have sufficient tokens in their wallet to satisfy that offer. That's probably what it is. That's my guess. Okay. Do you still think compute starts within 6 weeks? I think September. I mean, I thought actually earlier, and again, compute is happening. Compute is not rolled out yet. And it's a lot of moving parts, and they are nervous, and they should be, to make sure that they launch right. You don't want like a DAO hack. You don't want to move fast and break shit, which used to be the old crypto thing, move fast and break shit. That's not really the thing anymore. It's move fast enough not to break anything. So just fast enough. Should we continue to hold? I mean, that's a financial advice thing, Francis. I would, if I were you, here's what I would do. If I was looking at holding, I would bridge AGIX to fetch, take fetch, go across their bridge from the Ethereum fetch to the native fetch. And we have videos and all this crap. Go to the native fetch, go stake it over at Cosmos Station. If it was me and I was going to hold, but it's not me. And I do have a pile of fetch that I bridged from AGIX using the little bridge function over at Singularity DAO, which does work just fine. And I am not staking those because I am not extremely excited about the future of ASI. I hope the best happens, but I fear, just from what I've seen, there's one person in that group that has good intentions, and his name is Ben Gortzel. And everybody else is a sloppy ass failure. They just are. The guys at Singularity DAO are a sloppy ass failure. They mean well, maybe, but they are inept. I do know a couple of their admins that are pretty cool. They're like cool people, not bad people. They're just not good at what they're trying to do. What's the difference though? If it, so this whole ASI thing was put together very sloppy, very fast, pushed through quasi-legally. I don't even know if it is necessarily completely legal, legit, whatever. And to me, it seems like other than Ben trying to buy some old equipment and run some servers, which is fine. I guess that's his Hail Mary. Everybody else looks like they're just there to cash out. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I was wrong on Novogratz, Alex Mashinsky, Do Kwon, Sam Bankman, Fried Chicken. Yeah, I was wrong on those guys. So maybe I'm wrong on this one. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I have no clue about what bad looks like. Anyway, yeah. Okay. What's the link for the buddy? God, I can't give you a link. But go into they have, when you go to Singularity DAO, it's on their homepage. Like, let's go. It's here, but let me go back just so you guys know. When you go to singularitydao.ai, again, I'm not going to put a link, but you can type it in. Singularity DAO.ai. Right? I'll put it in the chat. How about that? Because you can't, hopefully you can't do anything stupid just by looking at it in the chat. There it is in the chat. SingularityDAO.ai. When you go here on the bottom right of the screen, just you see, you click on this, phase 1 live, click on the little arrow, and it goes loading, migrate to ASI. And so you have which network? Cool. Which token? And the new token. Yes. You got a bunch of stuff that you haven't done and a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. Got it. Okay. So this is what you do, and this is their timeline. And I'm guessing that their timeline's probably sloppily changing over here for phase 2. But you would go here. If you have tokens, you would say, okay, click max. It would read your wallet. It would say, okay, I have 10,000 tokens at this ratio of 1 AGIX equals 0.43335 fetch. You would have 4,333.5 fetch. Now, this is the Ethereum fetch. Okay. The Ethereum fetch. You boys got that? So then you can't directly go stake at Cosmos Station. You'd have to go across their bridge. There's another bridge. I'm not going to go into all that, but there's another bridge, and you would bridge from the Ethereum fetch to the native. They call it the native. That's the Cosmos fetch. So Ethereum to native. Ethereum to Cosmos. Same thing. Cool? Sweet. We nailed that. Did we not nail that? We nailed the smoke out of it. That's good. All right. Now we need to do some brain stuff. I'll get 1 or 2 more questions, and then we will. Oh, 3 days till new net unlock. Good. Okay. Hardware needed to run nodes with Hyper AI box when division occurs. Well, what do you mean hardware? The hardware is the Hyper AI box. That is the hardware. What other hardware? I don't know. A computer to log in? Like that is the hardware. If you have a Hyper AI box, that is the hardware. VPN, all that kind of stuff. No, I wouldn't mess with that. Amazon, like, I mean, I don't know that you need anything else. Unless there's some device that allows you to maintain the appearance of uptime, even like with a power surge. So like some surge protectors, a little bit of a power supply, something like that. Like those kinds of things I think make sense, Jason. But technically you shouldn't need anything. But again, you may want something so that there's not some, catastrophic storm and, you're down for 7 days and whatever. So anyway, something like that. You think you're doomed. You're trying to unstake AGIX from AGIX staking portal, but it keeps showing this connecting your wallet. Try different browsers. Try clearing your cookies. I mean, it's a headache. You got to do it like 5 or 6 times. It probably took me 2 hours straight of unclicking, clearing cookies, I ended up using the Chrome browser to do it, not Brave, Chrome browser. And I had to clear cookies, clear histories, sign in, sign out, sign in 14 times. It's a kick in the nuts. The AGIX staking website's built pretty poorly. But anyway, you don't have to use it ever again once you get out. So thankfully. So yeah, connect your wallet and then like just go through the headaches. Yeah, and it sucks. It sucks. And it's frustrating. And it took me a long time too. I was cussing and some more stuff. I mean, can you imagine? Can you guys imagine me cursing? Can you imagine? I can imagine me cursing. Oh, I can. All right. Let's do this. Let's switch gear a little bit. And let's talk about pride versus reason. You say, what kind of crap is he forcing me to learn? Forcing you to learn some good crap. Crap for you. I'm going to give you some crap for your brain.
Hello. You're late.
Well,
You're bad at math, but I'm giving you an A+ in confidence.
Just doing what I gotta do.
Extra credit.
all right. This one I kind of came up with. This was, remember when we were, we talked about winning quietly. We've talked about, do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? I get the feeling this is going to be a very good year, the crypto space. I mean, it's been a pretty good year, depending on where you sit. It's been a pretty good year already, but I think it's going to be a really good year. Yeah, we got the overhang of the Germans. This too shall pass. They will go away, and all they will have left is their late trains and their terrible Wi-Fi and such. But the Germans will no longer be an issue here in about another 25,000 Bitcoin. So see you later. Bye. Didn't really much matter. And German will continue to be a nothing burger on the international front. Then you have the 134,000 and what Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash will sell off. I think a lot of people will sell Bitcoin Cash into Bitcoin. That could be interesting. That could be accretive. I don't know how many people will sell their tokens, but I keep getting mixed numbers. I hear that 90% of that Bitcoin's already been sold to hedge funds and private facilities, things like that, many years ago. That's the case. Hardly any of that Bitcoin's going to hit the market. But if that's not the case, or if we didn't get the right numbers, which I'm sure we didn't, then you could have half, you could have 3/4 of it hit. And that would be, a kick in Bitcoin's little newts. But on the other side of it, fine, like get it over with. Those people bought. They have the right to sell. I don't like what Germany's doing. I think it's very foolish. That, just so you guys know, that 50,000 Bitcoin they started with came from a streaming site that had, 880,000 pirated films that people were paying from 2008. I think it was 2008 to 2014. Anyway, whatever it was, these were tokens that were seized when they seized the exchange. So that's 50,000 tokens. So there it is. The way they're disposing of them is pretty sloppy, in my opinion. It's almost sloppy with intent, which makes me think that there's people gaming it on the short side of the balance sheet. Like, I think, not even the balance sheet, this is just trades. I think people are shorting it. I think people close to this. I think this is a lot of really bad behavior on purpose to make a few people rich. You tend to see this in bureaucracies. So you have a couple of idealistic douchebags, the Germans. We will sell the Bitcoin, especially on July 4th. Screw you, Amerikanskis. That'd be Russian, wouldn't it? Anyway, the Americans. So it just seems like a little too many people are participating in this whole thing for it to just be sheer coincidence. And the behavior is, it's not just that the Germans are selling. It's like they're doing everything in their power to let you know they're selling. We are selling. Yeah, we know it. We're putting on every exchange. We're selling. Yeah, we get it. We're selling all the Bitcoin that we took quasi-legally, perhaps illegally. Yeah, we know it. We know you're selling. We also know you have shitty Wi-Fi. You're in recession. You have a bunch of politicians kind of pining to get reelected, and this few $1 billion will make zero fucking difference in the history, past, present, or future of Germany, other than your 13 seconds of fucking fame. This is how Germany, this is their 13th. No one even said the word Germany for the last 40 years, unless they were talking about automotive like stuff. And Germany and crypto has never been, not even in the same sentence. So now you'll be looked at as another douchebag entity. Like, I guess their PR people aren't super hip. So my guess is if they're willing to endure all that, you have a couple of douchebag politicians that are using this to show, look what I did. And the rest of it is some scumbags that are trading with it, that are shorting. There's a variety of ways to short, probably with leverage. And then the Germans are going out there, letting everyone know we're selling, and then they're selling. And then we are selling. We are going to keep selling until you're at zero. And then you'll fuck off and go away, and you will continue to be a non-existent country that no one fucking cares about. Good luck. That was it. They have zero contribution other than just occasionally being a weird place to have shitty Wi-Fi. And good food, though. It's good food, I guess. So they got that. Anyway, that gets into a weird kind of pridefulness. So as we go into these markets, I think, saying Bitcoin is a scam. I don't know how that would be a scam, though. I don't know how it'd be a scam. I mean, what does that, I guess, what does that even mean? Like, Beanie Babies were not a scam. I mean, you still ended up with a Beanie Baby. If you wanted like a cool chew toy, you still had it. NFTs, even though the price of NFTs was stupid, who cares what a couple of idiots pay for some stupid artwork that's worthless? Like, who cares? At the end of the day, they still have the artwork. So, like, I don't know this. The scam, a Ponzi scheme is a scam. There's not somebody collecting money on the other side of Bitcoin, like, you know, it's like, so that I've always found that argument silly. That is an argument based on a lack of education and a lack of reason. Ooh, nice. That's pretty good. Anyway, yeah, I love it. And you can be making money hand over fist in the crypto space. And the minute it goes down for 3 days, people are like, hey, you okay? How you doing? Like, I'm fine. Yeah, but are you all right? Yeah, everything's fine. I'm doing fine. I'm up 128,000% in 6 years. How are you doing? Because we're probably talking on a walkie-talkie. Anyway. Do not buy a horse. If someone gives you a horse, don't take it. The purchase price is the cheapest part. Yeesh. Yeah, I know horses are cool though. Anyway, all right. So let's talk pride versus reason as we go into what I think is going to be a pretty awesome, maybe even phenomenal bull market. I know people right now are like, oh man, yeah, well, it's the summer, but I know it's right. Here's the way to say it. I've learned the way to say it. And I cheated this from Ben. I'll give Ben Gortzel this. I would just tell people, rather than the truth that they're just not educated, I would say, I think it's more complex than that. That's the science version of bless your heart, right? So I think it's more complex than that, and just leave it and go. It's not gonna. There's no way out. Anyway, so as we prepare to kind of move into or embark into what I think is going to be a pretty cool financial journey, we need to talk about a critical but often overlooked aspect of financial decision-making. And this is the role of pride. Yeah, it's one of the sins, bro. It was the woman that got like didn't she get her face all chopped up? Anyway, whatever, on 7. Cool movie. Anyway, pride. So we've heard about the importance of saving. We talked about investing wisely. We've talked about, gambling versus game theory and how those are different parts of the brain. And you don't want to be one of those click button monkeys looking for quick dopamine fixes, right? Planning for the future, utilizing game theory. What we don't often discuss is how our own pride can lead us in bad directions. Bless your pea picking heart. Bless your heart. Which is basically the Southern FU. So we need to understand how pride and finance kind of find themselves dancing together. Pride is a very powerful emotion, as you know, in finance. It can manifest itself in many ways. It can be a reluctance to admit your mistakes, overconfidence in our investing abilities, our overconfidence in our abilities to read markets, stubborn refusal to seek advice. There are many times early on when I didn't go ask people, and part of it was just I didn't feel like I would get good information from other people because I thought most other people were stupid when it come to crypto. When I thought it was more complicated than that, and I thought I was asking people for advice that didn't have any advice to give, so I didn't ask for advice. It wasn't, but yeah, it was very strange. In the very beginning, in the early adopter days, it was very hard to go get advice. You just had to research everything. But then I would tend to just research things where it would kind of agreed with my point of view. I wasn't really, looking, I was kind of echo chambery a little bit in my research, I would say. I was pretty stubborn. And it just took me a while to graduate out of that. Although the better you are at game theory, the more accurate you are with the research that you do, and the quicker you can dial down the noise. So you end up being kind of in an echo chamber because the truth being the thing that's echoing. But anyway, neither here nor there. You want to take advice. Matter of fact, I remember a hedge fund guy telling me, hey, you ought to sell your Bitcoin. And the thing is, I didn't take his advice because he didn't know anything about Bitcoin, but he did know things about markets. And if I had listened to his advice, I would have been able to sell Bitcoin around 15,000 and pick it back up at around 3,000. That is, if I could have called the bottom, which no one could, but I could have picked that same Bitcoin back up for 8 or 10,000 without, being too difficult. So there we go. Okay. So where does reason come in and like common sense? So when we talked about this where, what is it? Is it experience? Good decision-making comes from experience. Experience comes from bad decision-making, the kind of the root of wisdom or whatever. So the bedrock of sound financial decision-making is game theory, an understanding of the financial tools you have at your disposal, know what the rules are, know how the people behave, and know what your own foibles or like setbacks are. That's your cognitive biases. Understand that they exist. So common sense tells us to diversify our investments, avoid high-risk ventures, plan for the long term. Like common sense. So when pride takes over, you're like the lottery the guy that wins the lottery. He bought a ticket. He got drunk, bought a ticket after he came home from the bar that he got kicked out of. Probably has a restraining order because he's a creeper. He bought a lottery ticket with money left over from the beer he bought at 7-Eleven, and he won the lottery. And a month later, he's giving financial advice. You see these douchebags all the time on Twitter and especially Instagram, all this kind of stuff. 22-year-old trillionaire. Go bullshit. Common sense. When a voice in your head says, nope, that's stupid. Guess what? Nope, it's stupid. Right? So when pride takes over, these sensible principles of game theory, understanding our cognitive biases, understanding financial tools, and understanding which of our wins were because of our own behavior and which of our wins were because of just random ass luck, right? Sensibility tends to get ignored when pride takes over. So someone might put all their money into a single stock. I know someone who is 100% Google right now. It's a big AI bet. I think that is a not good decision. I think it's more complex than that. And I just let him go with it because he's excited about it. And who am I to say otherwise? And you'll often get this thing like, trust me, I know, I feel it. It's going to be the next big thing, or this is going to be the one. And those kinds of things usually turn out to be financial ruin when they don't pan out. We don't know with certainty anything, right? We try to, well, certainty with a surety, we don't know anything. We believe things based on the stacking of evidence that we weigh to be important. There's evidence for everything all over the spectrum. You kind of pilfer through the things that you think are decent evidence. You stack that evidence to make a compelling case, and you make a trade or an investment based on that. You express your thesis in a trade or in an investment. And then when it doesn't work out, if that's all you got and it blows up, now all you got is zero, which that's not good. Zero is bad unless you're tacking on a zero, right? Yeah, probabilities. Well put. Probabilities. So this is where game theory hopefully comes into play. Game theory, as we know, is the study of, it's SIPG, right? It's the strategic interdependencies or interactions between players in a game. It's the study of strategic decision-making, and it provides pretty valuable insights into how we should approach our finances, our financial decisions, well, basic life decisions, concepts like Nash equilibrium and cooperation versus competition, competitive games, non-competitive games, zero-sum games, all these different kinds of games and best strategies. This is all encapsulated in the study of game theory. So you study game theory and all of your decisions become on the aggregate better. And so when you just make better net decisions, that's obviously going to bleed into your financial life too. This is why game theory is like a fundamental core. It's a core thing that everyone should study. Like, I don't know why kids in first grade aren't learning the prisoner's dilemma. Like, well, maybe not that example. Maybe we start first graders off with the hitchhiker and the cannibal example. But my point being, these concepts, cooperation and competition and Nash equilibrium and some zero-sum games, things like this stuff needs to be the bedrock of how you make decisions. Like in a competitive market, you can have mutual cooperation, like forming investment groups, like this, like we can all win together. And it can lead to better outcomes than acting out of pride and competition. So consider the concept of winning quietly. Like, to me, it means like making rational, well-considered game theoretical choices that may not always be flashy. They may not always be the biggest win, but it's the aggregate winning over time. It leads to steady, long-term, win on win on win type of success. And this is about understanding that sometimes the best decision is to not be prideful, to set aside that and make the most logical, beneficial move. Win quietly. And a lot of you, I think, are going to be in positions where by hook or crook, your portfolios look really good by the end of this year. And even I think next year is going to be good too. And you're going to find people reaching out to you. Hey, this, hey, that. I would be very careful about how you handle that. There is no, it's like, the comment about the horse, right? It's, don't accept a free horse. Like, I just don't think it makes sense to give advice. You can't do anything but lose. And especially the time people come at you for advice is the time when things have moved so much that it's beyond obvious, right? And then you're the one giving advice at the top. And how does that usually turn out? You got to wait 2 more years, 3 more years for it to be. And this isn't going to go on forever. I mean, the robots are coming. That should be absurdly obvious by now. Humans in markets is probably a thing for another couple of 3 years. And that's about it. And then we'll just all get together 5 days a week and just talk about our cloud cities. Some of us not. But I would just urge you, win quietly, be careful. And yeah, I think maybe 3 years is too much. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's 18 months. Maybe it's less. I mean, things are moving so damn fast in AI. Yeesh. Well, I mean, already most of the people in markets are stupid. And no, I didn't say it 18 months ago, Barry. You didn't even know me 18 months ago. So quit it. Quit it. All right. On that note, I would say stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor, insolvent, drunk, strung out on meth, grifter, ass grandmother wouldn't do, which is very little. Brandon, I'm guessing it's warm over there. He's probably tank topping it. That's my guess. Me, I'm fancy. I got a shirt on. I got a shirt with sleeves. I got a collar. I got buttons. I'm a fancy mofo.
If you're an accredited investor and you want in on angel, seed round, or early round equity and token opportunities in the artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency space, schedule an interview at nickblacknext.com. In life, you can either be really good, really lucky, or just be first. Being first is so much easier. Schedule a digital private client interview today at nickblacknext.com.